Welcome back, everyone. I found footage that technically dates tables being used in wrestling decades before the infamous pile driver. Let's rewind in time a little.
Welcome to Wrestling Through the Ages.
The Tolos brothers, Chris and John, were known for brawling outside the ring, and one eventful match between the Tolos brothers, Zayabob Nandor, spilled its way outside, 1957, for Capital Wrestling. John Tolos sends Nandor through a table. The next tables would appear during the Memphis Concession Stand Brawls. 1979, Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee brawled it out against Larry Latham, Wayne Ferris. 1980, Ferris and Latham find themselves in a fight against Rick and Robert Gibson. 1981, Eddie Gilbert and Ricky Morton took on Atsushi Onita and Masafuchi. Let's say those don't count because they were not wrestling maneuvers on tables and/or the tables didn't break. In that case, Joe LeDuc overhead pressed Lawler to the outside onto a table on January 18, 1981 for the CWA, which then brings us to Macho Man Randy Savage's picture-perfect pile driver on CWA's Star Wars, June 25, 1984. Around the mid-80s, Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, Dick the Bruiser, The Sheik would all brawl outside and use anything that was around the ring. 1987 Slammy Awards saw Harley Race and Hacksaw Jim Duggan fight in the back with Harley missing his headbutt. December 3rd, 1988, Race headbutts the table yet again, this time around suffering serious injuries. 1989, Tracy Smothers takes his first DDT through a table by Shinya Hashimoto. Flair takes a pile driver from Terry Funk at WCW 1989 Wrestle War. In the beginning of the 1990s, Cactus Jack carried that torch. In the early to mid-90s, FMW and IWA pushed the table envelope. ECW hit hard with tables becoming their bread and butter. Then 1995 hit. The Monday Night Wars began, and both companies left the gate nose to nose. The late 90s and 2000s hit. And well, you know the rest. Oversaturation. Death matches both in Japan and USA. Indie wrestling promotions. Backyard wrestling. TLC matches, pay-per-views focusing solely on that piece of furniture. It's hard nowadays to see a wrestling show without tables being involved in one way or another. Is there any table moments that stand out to you? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for the ongoing support and for sharing this with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday for another episode of Wrestling Through the Ages.